Item 6E, waive first reading and introduce an ordinance amending Section 10.24.030, adoption of rates.
Why so many cheers tonight? Somebody.
Good evening, Council. Javon Grogan, City Manager. I will be presenting item 6E tonight. I have 2 slides. So, so this item, waive first reading and introduce an ordinance amending section 10.24.032. So what do we mean? What we're really talking about is cable enterprise rates. And providing the city manager the authority to set those rates. So slide 2, what is the issue? The San Bruno Cable Enterprise typically adjusts rates on a biannual basis to adjust for market conditions and operating costs. That's done typically through a council staff report and resolution. And these biannual rate changes have actually worked well in the past to really attract and retain customers. However, there has been a significant shift in the cable TV market over the last 5 years. A few of those shifts have been moving away from service contracts. It really used to be that there were typically 1 to 2 year service contracts, and so customers were really locked into one provider. So adjusting your rates on a more infrequent basis worked. There's currently more competition in the satellite from satellite TV streaming services. Be there Hulu, YouTube TV, or various streaming services, telecom providers, AT&T, Uverse, and so there's a lot more competition. In addition, customers are moving to what in the industry is commonly referred to as skinny TV bundles, and so really trying to cut the cord, moving away from your typical TV package with several hundred channels to a more streamlined and tailored TV package. In addition, a number of people are cutting the cord and really preferring high-speed internet over traditional cable and going with those more streaming services that offer more tailored and sometimes cheaper, more specific products. And then a lot of the cable TV providers are introducing more targeted TV and internet packages to discrete users, be they targeted for people that like sports or a certain demographic, and they're also introducing more customer attraction specials. So if you sign up this month, you get this deal or an intro rate. And so the recommended change that we're recommending is to allow the city manager to adjust cable rates, and this will, we think, allow us to move with the market. Now, all cable rates will still appear in the annual master fee schedule that is presented and adopted by council during the annual budgeting process. And so, by this, what are we considering? So, as you will hear at your very next council meeting, your cable TV department has undertaken a endeavor to really look at the enterprise. We will be providing you with a full presentation on the history of the enterprise, some changes really that have taken place in the last 3 months. As you know, the new cable director, Sandeep, started 3 days after I did. I started on a Monday and he started on Wednesday. And so at your very next council meeting, you'll hear a lot of the changes that have been made to date. And I'll just jump that by saying I think Sandeep is doing an amazing job to really help out our cable enterprise. So some of the things that we're considering doing are introducing some of those skinny TV packaging and really pairing those with internet services at various tiers. So slower speed, medium speed, higher speed, having focused TV packages. One of the things is a Hispanic focused TV paired with streaming internet sports. So if you looked at our cable TV trucks over the last couple weeks, there's actually an advertisement on there in Spanish advertising a new streaming package that we now offer in the last few weeks. Offering lower cost residential packages and kind of tailored business telephone service packaging. Also targeting packages towards business, high-speed business internet and TV packages specifically tailored for businesses, be they sports bars or other things. And then also potentially looking at bulk service proposals to apartments and condominium projects. And so we're really going to develop a couple rates, test them out in the market. We may make a shift after a couple weeks or months, but this recommendation is really asking council to provide the city manager with the authority to set those rates so we can be a little bit more competitive and adjust as the market does.
Any questions of the city manager? Marty?
Yes. So I understand, and actually I really do appreciate the forward kind of thinking, the flexible thinking here. I'm just looking at from a customer right now. Are they going to say, well, are you raising my rates without going to council? Are we empowering you to raise the rates on everybody, or just some flexibility in packaging these rates together?
I would say you're empowering your staff to run the enterprise.
Okay.
And that may mean some overall adjustments to rates. That may mean some tailored packages. That may mean having rates where certain customers pay a different rate than other customers based on their package. One of the things that you'll hear at the next meeting that we have historically not had is user data, like most cable providers have. So we're acquiring that data, and based on the programming and the usership, we really want to tailor our packages how most cable enterprises do. They have very good data on what's being watched, so they can tailor their packages and create rates that really reflect their customer base. And so, yes, you are empowering your staff to set rates.
Okay. Other questions? Irene?
Not a question, but I appreciate you bringing this forward, especially since neither of you have been here very long. And I appreciate the reasoning behind it, that for a long time we could set the rates every once in a while, and it wasn't we didn't need to be so nimble. And we've been hearing over and over again how arduous it is to change the rates, to keep up with the other companies that are out there, and I think this is a good way to go. So the only thing I would like us to see with this is some kind of, maybe every 6 months, some kind of quick update about how's it going, and some kind of report back on it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Michael, anything? Laura, anything?
And I had those similar comments, and I appreciate you bringing this forward and the forward thinking. I think this is exactly what we need to be doing. And I like Irene. I'm not sure what it is that you need to bring back to us and how often, but I think we'll get through that process. But definitely some sort of review and a confirmation we're going down the right path. But I'm surprised on the things that other cable companies are charging that we don't. Number one. And I'd like to see the flexibility with package deals. I think this is a great vision looking forward.
Okay. Marty?
Just a cable question. How are we with fiber? Are we done with the amount of fiber that we were going to do over, or is that we're going to hear about that next week over at Crystal Springs?
Okay,
Next
hold on.
meeting.
Yeah.
We have a comprehensive presentation
Yeah.
next meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Plus, let's on the topic. So, any other questions on what's being brought before us? Okay, there is some actions. Do we have anyone to waive the first reading?
I always forget how to do this. I'll waive the...
I move that we waive
you.
the first reading.
And I'll second.
Thank you. There's been a motion made and seconded to waive the first reading. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Now, anyone to introduce?
I move that we move forward with the ordinance amending section 10.24.030.
Okay. Councilmember Medina?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell?
Aye.
Councilmember Salazar?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Davis?
Aye.
Mayor Medina?
Aye. Thank you.
Did we have a second? Did we need a second?
No.
Okay.